Hi, I'm Mark, and I wrote this book, and this book, and this one too, although this one was more just because I felt really bad about not writing in a while. And I wanted to share with you what I would do if I was writing a new book in 2025 or 2026 or whenever the hell you're reading this, watching this. Because I am, and I want to share some of the things that I have learned over the years, over the last decade or so writing. God, I'm getting old. Because I think it can be helpful to go into writing with a plan. The very first thing I would do would be to get a background keeper. This is essentially something like Campfire or Scrivener. Whatever it is, make it searchable. Searchable is like the key word here, because you are going to be going to this document, this thing, a lot, like all the freaking time, because that's where you keep all the things that you would forget otherwise. If you have a shit sieve-like memory like me, which shit and sieve is not, that's not the picture I wanted to convey there. If you have struggle remembering things, something like a Campfire or a Scrivener, where you can put all your background information, all of like the 80% of stuff that will never actually go into the book, but helps inform the book and helps you decide what to do, is really going to be one of the most helpful things you can do. It helps you to really kind of make the thing into a world instead of just like a story. Whenever you're looking around for this, one of the things that I would really strongly recommend doing is try and find a program that lets you make in some way a timeline. A timeline can be as simple as just listing out the events in chronological order as text, or it can be more involved, like something that lets you like create an actual cool visual timeline, like say a campfire. But it really just, it helps you to kind of conceptualize your world and its history. And one of the best ways to make a fantasy novel feel grounded and feel real is to have a history behind it. Not just all of a sudden, boom, it began and now here's the story. But there's like these hundreds or thousands of years of history leading up into this moment. It really, really helps drive home that this is a crunchy, real world. It also works two different ways, because you can also put it in your book to kind of help your readers understand your timeline. Just leave out the stuff that you don't want them to know about yet. Keep those events hidden or make it vague. In 1954, J.R.R. Tolkien wrote in a letter to novelist Naomi Mitchinson that, "I wisely started with a map and made the story fit, generally with meticulous care for distances. The other way about lands one in confusions and impossibilities, and in any case it is weary work to compose a map from a story, as I fear you have found." Now, not everyone needs to be Tolkien. I mean, Tolkien spent most of his life working on languages and crafting more things than you'll ever see in his books, but starting with a map is incredibly important. It's one of the best ways to ground yourself in the world. A map should be part of that background creating, like collecting program that you have, but a map is essentially how you're going to understand space. If you have the breadth for it, yes, doing things like finding out how far a distance is and putting it in like actual geographical terms is super helpful. But the other part, the part that is just more accessible for you as an author, is just knowing where things are. If you know that the city of North Siston is north of South Siston, then at least you understand like geographically where they're going. Are they going north into like colder temperatures? What kind of things do they have to cross? Do they have a bog, the bog of Boggington on the way there? Do you know that they would have to go around the bog of Boggington because there's the bog beast of Boggington there? Those kind of things are super helpful. And I personally, as I'm writing my current book, I have a partially created map that I've made in Inkarnate that is really easy to make. Inkarnate is not like a sponsor or anything like that, but Inkarnate is one of the things that makes it super easy for me to make a map that looks a little bit better than when I was hand drawing them. And it's one of those things where I keep referencing it because I'm like, oh wait, where did I put that city? Oh, it's right here. And you know, like maybe even adding cities as I'm thinking about it, but having the basis of a map, knowing this kingdom's here, this kingdom's there, and this kingdom's down here, is very helpful to place your characters in the world as you have them traverse it, and make it known why this city over here wouldn't be talking to this city here, or what kind of things would be making, issues? Or what kind of complications would there be if one kingdom went to war with another? It's important to know, for example, if there's these two kingdoms and one in the middle, well, what's going to happen to the one in the middle if these two kingdoms are going to war? That kind of stuff. You don't have to use something like Inkarnate. You can just scribble on a piece of paper. You may have much better artistic talent than I have. It doesn't even have to be that artistically good. Although again, it's the same thing where you can take that and put it into the book as a map itself. Now, I personally, I did my map in a map program, and then I sent it off to get it done by someone who was actually good at drawing maps, like actually making them look good. But you can make them whatever you want. You just have to have some kind of grounding and understanding. And so if you're noticing a theme here, the first two things are ground your story in some kind of reality. These are the kind of things that help if you start them before you start writing, but if you've already started writing, it doesn't mean you can't do them now. I still, as I'm writing now, when I'm writing things down, I'll take, oh wait, I wanted to add this, and then I'll go add it into this little story Bible that I have over on Campfire, because then when I get to like 2 or 3 chapters on, I can just reference that and be like, oh, that's what I wrote. So I can look and see how that fits. It's not something, oh, you have to do all of this before you start or all of this before you start. Do it how you feel is going to help you best. But definitely at least try doing it, because it will make your story feel better in the end. It'll make it feel more grounded, more real, not just to your readers, but also to yourself. The last step 3, is just start writing. The name of this channel is not like an accident. Just start writing, because there are 2 ways, the 2 best ways to become a better author. Read and write. Just do the fucking thing. Don't be scared that's going to be shit. Your first draft will be pretty shit. My first draft right now, I've been writing for 10 years. It's a heaping pile of dog shit, and I know this. I know it's bad. But I'm going to be able to refine it later. But if I don't write it, I can't edit anything. I can't fix anything, because there's nothing to fix. You have to just start. Just start writing. And writing isn't always easy. If it was always easy, everyone would be able to just kind of do it. Sometimes you have to push through when it doesn't feel like it's working. And sometimes for me, when I'm having those struggles, I'll remind myself that this is just the first draft. I'm not done with this. I'm not shipping this. I can come back and fix this later. Hell, I just changed the order of several chapters in my book that I've been working on right now. I changed 3 chapters around because it fit better than it did when I first wrote them. As you write, whether you have plotted out all of your story or not, or you're just going by the seat of your pants, you will uncover things in your writing as you are in the process of writing. You will learn more about the characters that you're writing about. You will learn more about the world that you're writing about. In a sense, you will also learn more about yourself and how you are trying to represent yourself on the page. Just start. There's no reason why you can't start today. Just get a freaking notepad, get a word processor of any kind, and just start writing. You can do this, but you have to start. So that's basically what I would do if I was starting a novel fresh in 2025 or 2026. I would start with, where the hell is this? I would get a program to keep my thoughts in order. Something to kind of collect and coalesce them. And the reason why I keep saying program is because it's so much more helpful to do something where you can search for it rather than using a physical notebook. But if you love physical notebooks, all the more power to you. If you have an excellent way of categorizing and cataloging with notebooks, fantastic. I'm shit at that, so I would never do it. Although I did my first book and it was a travesty. But try to find something, then make a map, and then just start writing. You got this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.